And welcome back to the Buckle Up Podcast universe with Brandon Rush and Mama Rush. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm actor Brandon Rush. I have been in 81 TV shows and movies all across the United States and Mexico. And then also my mom is on here, who is a used to be a pharmaceutical sales rep. And so we are excited to have her on. She always adds the wisdom and knowledge to every conversation that we have on here, and the guests absolutely love her. Also, we are in 76 countries in 866 cities around the world. So our global audience absolutely loves the Buckle Up Podcast universe because our show is both educational and it gives people an opportunity to learn about potential careers that they can go into. And the guests that we have on share their stories about how they got there. We have 18.8 million viewers and listeners in all those countries and cities around the world. In fact, in the United States, we're in 49 states, so we're doing pretty good. Today, we have a special guest on here, Kevin Blackburn, who is going to tell you all about his story, and I'm about to let him in just a few minutes. Altogether, we have done 132 episodes, and look forward to you joining us. All righty, that is Kevin now, so I'm going to go ahead and let Kevin into the podcast. Okay. Resume record. All right, and then let me allow him in here as well.
Is he waiting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you need to move your.
Why can't I hear you that well? Hold on one second.
You can't hear me?
No, ma'am. Hold on. I think it's on my end. Let me see what is going on here. Say something, Mom.
Hey, can you hear me?
No, my phone's being
Okay,
weird.
let's
Kevin,
see.
what is going on, my friend? Give me 1 second, Kevin. I'm trying to figure out what's up with the sound. Kevin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you that well. Kevin, give me 1 second to figure out why this thing is not properly doing the sound on my end.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to pause it, Kevin. I'm sorry. There.
Okay. You want me to sing the national anthem and see if we got good sound acoustics in here?
Hey, absolutely. You do have good sound acoustics in here. Kevin, welcome. So, first off, I'm going to take this time to welcome you to the Buckle Up Podcast universe with Brandon Rush and Mama Rush.
And Mama Rush, how are you, Kevin?
Good. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you as well, Kevin. Kevin, thank you so much for coming on today. Before we even get started into everything, I just want to say congratulations. It was a big night last night for your family, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It was on Saturday. My daughter's cheer team won state for JV. First time their school's ever won. So they're the co-captains. So, you hear all the nitty gritty when they come home from practice and you don't really know what to expect. And they definitely they put it all together for their championship. So now we're heading to Orlando in 2 weeks for their nationals.
Oh,
holy smokes! Congrats.
Yeah.
So, and you're in Arizona. That's in Arizona, correct?
Yep. They go to Chaparral High School here, and yeah, it's great. They didn't grow up being cheerleaders. They kind of did like volleyball and some other activities, and they found cheerleading. And my wife and I, Carrie and I, were very big into like making sure they're involved, doing something.
Okay. Yeah.
And even just the simple thing of like doing grade checks, holding them accountable, being there for their team. And then this year they made them co-captains. So, I think they're kind of wearing it as a badge of honor and trying to be leaders for the girls, which is good.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Is that something they get from both of you all, or is it one side more than the other? Is it your wife more, or is it both of you all as a team?
I mean, I think my wife is more the pusher. She's never satisfied. That's
okay.
Like, I probably would have stopped years ago. But my wife's the pusher. And I think Ava's more crafty, a little more skilled conversationalist like myself. But Lily's actually, Lily didn't talk a lot when she was born. And then now she's the one that sometimes, you wanted to stop talking. But I think she's becoming more confident in herself. So it's good, man. It's great to see them both. And like I said, my wife's license plate says 3 BLONZ, 3 blondes. That's my life.
Okay.
And we have a dog, Bailey. It's another girl. So it's just, it's me, the girls, and I'm watching football outside on the patio every Saturday by myself.
Oh,
okay, I understand that, my friend. And then speaking of football, I understand that you were an Ohio State Buckeye, proud Buckeye at that.
Yes, proud Buckeye, a realist Buckeye. But yeah, a little disappointed in the Miami game, but we had a great season, so it's fun to root them on.
I understand that. Now, I had a question to ask you, even going into your company, which is is it pronounced 360X Staffing?
Yep.
So I'm going to get to the story about, actually, tell us about your company first, and I'll get back to the college part because I'm actually going to relate that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the whole story, or the elevator pitch. I mean, I've
Whole,
been in,
whole story. This is your time to talk
yeah,
about yourself and your company.
yeah,
Mhm.
started, luckily, was able to meet my wife, in Salt Lake City, random night out at the bars. And then, I flew back and forth, while I was on a different job to see her. And then we decided to move down here in Phoenix in 2003. We had some family down here and, started working for a staffing company and had a lot of really good success with that company. Worked there for about 8 years. Took a little 2 year break to another company, where my current partner and I grew that staffing company up. And then we had an opportunity in 2013 to start 360, which we started as 360 Industrial Services. So we
Okay.
focused on staffing, nationwide staffing, for skilled labor, pipe fitters, millwrights, electricians, but in the power, mining, oil, and gas industries. And I don't have a big construction background. And construction doesn't really drive me. What drives me is the value that staffing brings to construction companies. And
Mhm.
that's what, when you put your head down at night and you're like, okay, I did a good job today, I did that. But I always laugh when people want to tell me what the tensile strength of the I-beam that they installed was. I'm like, that's cool. Like, I didn't grow up in the trades, but I appreciate the trades. I very much appreciate
Absolutely.
it. And so, yeah, we started this company, and very quickly, what we wanted to do was we were working for this $1 billion big corporation, and then we went to a small little company, and then we had our own. It was like, all right, where can we take the good stuff
Mhm.
from the big company,
Hmm.
the the stuff that's missed in a small company, but make it more of a boutique type experience.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of led us to, about 2.5, 3 years ago, we changed our name to 360X. X being for the experience, the software that we developed in-house, really just to differentiate ourselves in a very competitive industry.
Hmm.
There's thousands of staffing companies. None of
Mhm.
them are, hey, we're really bad and our rates are high and our people, won't show up. Okay, everyone's saying the same thing. But
Yeah.
but what it comes down to in our business, it's who can deliver, it's who's honest, trustworthy, it's a relationship. Be mad at
Absolutely.
me that I said no, we don't have enough people, then be mad at me that I sent a bunch of people that don't have the skills that you're looking for.
Absolutely.
And that's what's led to our same relationships from 2003 are still with us now at 360X.
Wow, that's a testament to who you are, who your partners are in your company. When people stick with you and they know that you're reliable, because I think definitely in business in general, yeah, and life, if you have someone that's reliable, shows up and does their job, and can continually get the job done, I think that you all have done a phenomenal job. If you tell me they've been there since 2003, you said, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, different companies, but it's the same people, these same companies, and they don't really work with you because you're at XYZ staffing. They work with you because you picked up the phone at 4 in the morning
Yep.
or on Friday night. Many times my wife's like, "Did you really need to take that call?" I'm like, "Yeah, I need to tell Brandon, hey, I got your call.
Yeah.
We're going to see a movie right now. I've been working really hard. My wife deserves that we have our time, but I'll call you tomorrow." And they just
Mhm.
need to know that you're there for them.
Mhm.
Um, I did probably set a little bit of a bad precedence when I started because I was always there,
Okay.
and then maybe not always there for my wife and like you get caught up in that.
Balancing.
So that's a personal growth thing for me. Over the last 3 5 years is like, all right, I need to take a step back and I
Yeah.
need to set some boundaries. But that's really what led to the success. And now my younger reps, I'm telling them do the same thing I did. Like, but focus on your family, but
Yeah.
just be there to say, hey, I hear you. I can't help you
Absolutely.
Mhm.
right now. I can't turn water into wine yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I, Go ahead, Mom. I like that.
Well, I love hearing that you stepped out on faith actually to do that. My question is, with the 360X, do you specialize in several areas, or what's your
So
specialty?
we're nationwide. So we again we initially were power, mining, oil and gas. So think of like a power plant.
Hmm.
Then we also did commercial work, so schools, hospitals, hotels, all that type of stuff. And then now we have a marine division.
Oh.
So on the shipyards, when the ships come in, big naval ships, custom vessels, whatever, they need to be repaired. And right now we're actually in the heat of our winter repair season. So on a lot of the big shipyards up in like Wisconsin, Ohio, even on the East Coast, West Coast, depending on where we are. These ships come in, they need to be
Mhm.
winterized, welded, fixed, painted. And so our employees are up there for a big, kind of like a shutdown season. where these vessels come in. So that's a big area. And then in 2020, we moved into the renewable space. So solar panels, as you see, solar panels going up everywhere. And now that's moved into what's called battery storage or BESS.
Mm-hmm.
So a solar facility used to only make power when the sun was hitting it.
Yeah.
And then when it was down at night, it wasn't making power. With battery storage, the sun can actually hit the solar panel, and then the batteries are charged. And then you can
Mm-hmm.
use that power as needed for whatever facility you are. So a lot of facilities are building their own battery storage to power, something from as basic as like auxiliary lighting to, we did a job in Kentucky at the Toyota facility where they're using it to power a majority of their facility.
Oh, wow.
So it's coming a long way with, like you see the batteries with Teslas and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah. And then we've always done, distribution work, warehouses, Amazon distribution, UPS, FedEx buildings. So the idea behind us is that we, as a core value of our company, is that we want to supply skilled labor to contractors
Mm-hmm.
during their peaks in production. Okay. A building isn't always going up. It goes
Yeah.
up and then the building's built. So construction companies typically hire and fire for seasonal work.
Mm-hmm.
And historically, they hired and fired, or they held on to people. Like, I got to keep mama for another 2 weeks busy because I need her on the next podcast. But
Yeah.
when you go, the smartless people are going to hire her. No.
Yeah.
And so, but what they do is they hold on. So it's a business decision, but that also hurts. You're paying someone that's not doing anything.
Nice.
And so what we do is come in and say, look, get down to your core workforce. How many people can you keep from January through December productively working where you're billing them out, making money, building stuff, then partner with us to be that variable. And hey, if we send you someone and we guarantee we will, that's not good, send them off. We don't bill you, but it's a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be able to yell at each other, scream at each other, go have beers with each other. It's, people do business with people they know and they like and they trust. And that's
Absolutely.
really our business, what it comes down to. And so when we built the software edition, it just made us more transparent because there's all these little white lies in staffing,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got you 10 guys for Monday. And then I always say it's like a duck on the water.
Okay.
That's a staffing
You
company.
don't okay.
Looks all
Yeah.
like,
And
I
the
need
food
20
out there
guys.
moving fast.
I need 20 guys on Monday. And they're like, 20 guys Monday, got it. And below the water, they're like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? Oh shit.
Yeah.
We're more reversed. Our feet are in the air because if we say we have 10, you log into our software and you see the 10 people we're working on. And there's
Oh,
pictures
nice.
of people,
Oh.
full bio. So again, we're just trying to, like I said, the X is really the experience that we're trying to deliver that's different
Mm-hmm.
and not just how many guys do you need and what's the bill rate and get them out and they don't really care.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So you're like the Jerry Maguire of staffing, basically what you're saying, like the Tom Cruise Jerry Maguire of staffing.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not taking anybody with me, but if I did, I think they'd come.
Okay.
Well, it's interesting to hear that you did a software package so that an employer can actually go on and see the people that they will receive to work that business.
Yep. So
Is that how it works?
historically, it was an email or a text message or a voicemail. Here's the 10 people coming to work. And
Uh-huh.
I always hated that. So what we did is we developed a notification timekeeping system where the picture of the person that's coming to their job with their skills and bio, what time they're showing up, what
Uh-huh.
day, the foreman get that, and then the office personnel get that, but with the bill rate. So we're not hiding the bill rates. Everybody's up front. And then our timekeeping is all done through our software. So pretty much our software is like an operating system. But we
Okay.
decided we didn't like any of the box off the
Mm-hmm.
shelf ones that were out there. So we decided to kind of build our own. And we've even had some staffing companies in the past that were using it. And we stopped that. We kept it proprietary, but we were getting calls from some of our electrical clients. And they
Mm-hmm.
were calling this other staffing company and saying, hey, you need to use Axis.
Okay.
Then they call our developers and we're like, can we sell this thing? And they're like, no, this is our thing. We need to,
Oh, okay.
we did. And it was, people will pay for that, but
Yeah.
because it was built by staffing for staffing, like we knew
Okay.
what we wanted. So yeah, it's really helped us for what we do.
Oh,
All right.
great. Well, a question I have, because I used to be a pharmaceutical sales specialist. And with that said, I want to ask you just in plain English or plain language about Access. If I'm a hospital leader and a clinician, how does Access make my life easier?
Well, ironically, we just did our first acquisition. We acquired a company called Care National. So they've been around for years, very large medical healthcare staffing company. And they
Uh-huh.
do everything from, hospital care, home health care, CVS, pharmacy, techs, all those types of things. And what we've already seen with our software is
Uh-huh.
that outside of the VMS world, which VMS is like think of it as like it's called a vendor management system, but one company manages it and then they push out what they need to all the 50 different staffing companies. Uh,
Okay.
so CVS only has to have one company they deal with. Uh,
Okay.
but outside of that, it was the same thing as they got an email of who's coming. Now they can literally tell us, all right, we need all these HIPAA forms, all these qualifications that you need ahead
Yeah.
of time. Our AI agents screen that, qualify that, and then our recruiters are only talking to the people that have been pre-screened by our AI down to what we need. And then they're having real conversations with people to say, all right, Mom Rush, tell me your experience as a pharmacy tech and, what have been some struggles and why did you leave your last job? And then having that personal touch.
Uh-huh.
And then the notifications, and then they can see that and they can track
Okay.
their hours. So, and then if they need a specific certifications, they have access to it through the Access app.
Oh, great. That sounds great. Well, how do you make sure technology improves the human experience instead of replacing it?
Well, again, what we're doing now is I want my recruiters to spend more time on qualified candidates and reduce the time they spend on, you get an ad up for 35 bucks an hour. People are going to
Mm-hmm.
apply to it,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
but they don't have the skills. They're
That's
working fast food, nothing against that, but they're not a pharmacy tech. But they see
that's correct.
35, they think maybe I can sneak in. And so we're using AI to kind of, filter that down and get
Yes.
a better group. And then this is still a human business. Like
Yeah,
you got to talk to people because
Absolutely.
at
I
the end of the day, it's
agree.
like, hey, if this isn't a job for me, don't lie because you're going to get out there and you're going to fail and you're going to stop someone else from the job. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't have, so there's a lot of questions you have to ask in
Mm-hmm.
interviewing. One thing I learned like 2 years ago, and I've been doing this for a
Mm-hmm.
while, I learned was, when you interview someone, you shouldn't be interviewing them to hire them.
Okay.
You should
Mm.
be interviewing them to disqualify them.
Really?
And
Oh,
if you
wow.
can't disqualify them, like you're asking questions like, and you're hoping to get, if they keep giving you the right answer and the right mood and all,
Huh?
then you're like, well, yeah, this is the person that's going to move along the process.
Uh-huh.
So
Absolutely.
even because I'm more of a
Like that.
doer than necessarily like a leader. Uh,
Uh-huh.
Personally, I just get frustrated. But I've seen if I go to hire a sales rep, I get real
Uh-huh.
excited. I'm like, oh, this guy's great. We're going to hire him.
Uh-huh.
And I have my business partner do it. And Eric's like, well, he brought up these things. I'm like, oh, he's better. So I'm learning that, like, when you're interviewing someone, it's really like, I'm going to ask you all these questions. I want you to prove me wrong that I have to hire you. And
That's
it just kind of changed my mentality on, looking at that. Because
oh,
you want to
uh,
be positive when you're interviewing, right? You're told
Absolutely.
to be like, I interviewed 30 people, I didn't hire anyone. So, unfortunately, that's kind of the way I look at it now.
Kevin, I
Sorry.
just
It's good.
I just I love hearing that in that process. And I always believe the human factor always makes a difference. And when I would call on, because I was specialty pharmaceutical rep calling on gastroenterologists as well as cardiovascular um, doctors and internists and all. And I love that when I would go in, we would have a conversation just like I'm having with you right now, just a great conversation and all. And they always said, Carolyn, you don't pull that marketing material that everybody brings. You bring research so we can see actual customers. And I said, yes, because I'm a scientist. That's what my background biology and chemistry is in. And so we could have a real conversation. They could look at the science. And since I worked in research and development, they could learn that science all over again. And
Mm-hmm.
so they would always, even when I wasn't in the office, Kevin, they'll call my home number just to talk with me. And that made me feel great about the service that I provided for the clients that this pharmaceutical company had, and endured that company to those doctors, physicians, and their patients as well. So it makes me feel so excited to hear what you take the people through to become a part of Access. I want you to know that. I get excited about hearing this conversation with you.
Appreciate
So
it.
Brandon, go ahead,
Yes,
ask your
Kevin.
question, because
Kevin, I had
I
a
could
question for you.
Kevin, I could be talking all day
Oh, yes, ma'am. I know you
about certain
can.
things, because I love what I'm hearing from him and what his organization offers to companies. And with that, go ahead, Brandon, ask your questions, and I'll come with a
Oh,
few
you're
more.
good. Kevin, I might be playing a little bit of devil's advocate here, but I'm going to go ahead and ask the question anyway. So I heard you say that it was you and I believe your business partner that do this. Is it just your business partner that does the screening? Let's say you like the applicant, right? And
Yeah.
then your business partner goes through them and they might disagree. What kind of system do you have in place where, okay, Kevin, if you like the person, I think sometimes you need a second opinion on everything. That's just me personally, because
Yeah.
a person might interview with your business partner, nothing against your business partner. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, where your business partner might not agree with it. But then again, I think that's why it's always important for partners to come in, or a second person to give a second opinion, because you know what, man, he might not have. I actually still like the guy. I think, or this guy, this female or this male might actually still be right for it, just because they didn't answer the pre-position test questions. I'm an actor. I work in $1 billion business, not $1 trillion business, where I'm going in for interviews all the time. A person might not test well at an interview, but then they like
Sure.
the person as they get to know the person as their character. Like, hey, you know what? I know Brandon's going to get that job done, and Brandon's resume might be X, Y, or Z. So, how do you guys kind of go through that? People that come in for your staffing company, what did they have in place? Let's say the person doesn't do well in that first interview, or even a lot of times. So, I know I threw a lot at you, but let me throw one more thing in there too. If a person is no longer at a company or a job, that other company might have been terrible. They might not have a very high return rate or keeping of their staff, and it might actually be that person and that CEO, or excuse me, that HR person or someone within that company might say, "Oh, we don't like that person was terrible and all that," and clearly they're straight up lying about how that person was as a staff. So, with you all and your company, how do you guys go about figuring that out between I guess, the two of you?
Sure. Um, and remember, I can handle it. I went to the Ohio State University.
Okay.
So no, the first thing is, so when I talk about interviewing, like I'm not interviewing anymore.
Mhm.
We're interviewing internal office, like an operations manager, sales,
Okay,
stuff
gotcha.
like that. But still, we'll disagree.
Mhm.
And through the years, we've both proven each other right or wrong or indifferent, or we've taken risks on people. Because again, I'm more of a sales guy, right? And my business partner is more operationally mindset. So I'm looking at this guy's glass is half full, and he's like, "Well, hey, this guy already did. He didn't have the numbers." So yeah, I think we do, and we always have. We have an operations manager that will also interview anybody internal. We have some other
Okay.
people that do interviews because we want to, and we'll even have them interview with people, some of our clients, like, "Hey, interview this kid, or interview her." So that's first and foremost. But in the trades, first, it comes down to these people are being hired and fired all the time.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
it could be as simple as the best electrician in the world goes out to work on a job, and the
Mhm.
superintendent is his ex-wife's brother.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
they go, "This
Sorry.
guy's horrible, get him off the job." Or
Yeah.
she said something, she was sexually harassing me, get off the job. And you're like,
Yeah.
she's worked 4,000 hours. That's 3 years of out of work. She's worked for me, never had a complaint. Well, why
Yeah.
is she
Mhm.
working here? So we don't we don't terminate people from a placement when we send them out there simply from one client. We do an
Okay.
evaluation. If they do something bad, we'll terminate them from the company. But sometimes it's just not a good match.
Mhm.
Um, and that's even true on our direct placement. So we have companies that say, "I want a VP of operations, I want a head estimator, I want a CFO."
Mhm.
We have CFOs over here, and we're like, "Well, these four would not be a good fit for the culture of that company." So
Mhm.
we more on the direct placement when we're placing someone in a high level position, we want to know culturally, what's your company? Where's the growth? Why should they leave XYZ company to come to your company? How long have you been trying to fill this role? Or how many times have you filled this role? Like, maybe you got to look in the mirror. Maybe it's you.
Yeah.
Maybe you're the problem.
Yeah.
Maybe you're changing the bets after the horses left the stable, whatever it is. So that direct placement division of our company, which is it's a great part of our suite of services, because companies constantly are like, I could bid more work if I had supervision, or if I had
Mhm.
this. So we're keeping a network, but all those people are working somewhere else.
Okay.
And they're at their 3 to 4 year period, and they're like, I'm not advancing where I thought I
Yeah.
was. Or
Mhm.
if they're in the trades, maybe they're a superintendent and they're like, they got me working on my tools. I'm 55 now. I want to be supervising and using my expertise. So, they on LinkedIn on the back end, you see like says open to work. Well, we
Yeah.
see people that are working and they're open to work. And we keep that confidential, but it's like, why are they open?
Yeah.
And it's little things, like
Mhm.
if they're going to construction, it's like, hey, do you have the peanut butter filled pretzels and some Skittles and Connex? Because that matters to this guy.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
But it's just those little tiny things. So you really got to break people down and be like, well, I'm not just trying to place someone at $100,000 a year and make my 25% and not care. Like, I want that person to still be there 5, 6 years from now. And then that guy's ordering people because he got promoted to another role.
Yep.
So we're trying, like, doing a replacement of a guarantee. That's not what we're in business for. So it takes time.
Mhm.
And, everybody wants $1 million, but they lack the effort. There's a
Yeah.
quote. I don't know exactly the quote, and it's from Bobby Knight. And being a Buckeye,
Okay.
I'm not a huge
Yeah.
Buckeye. But
I
Bobby
know
Knight
it.
says something like, "The will to win is only as good as your will to prepare to win."
Yeah.
Like, you got to put in the time and the
Absolutely.
effort, And like you were saying, like, you are an industry expert, and these doctors, they've reached out to you. Because what
Mhm.
is it, like 10,000 hours and then you're a genius in your industry or something like that?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I believe
You
so.
know? And like I said, I pride myself, I'll put myself up against anybody in staffing, just because I understand the relationship. I understand what they want.
Mhm.
Yeah.
People get like, oh, I get 100 people out and make some commission. Well, that's going to be a short,
It
like,
really is.
I want to have, I want to have meaningful relationships with people that want to work with us, not people that don't want to work with us.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And that's
Absolutely.
true with everything. I've been
Exactly.
following the same girl around like 9 different hair salons, you know, until recently. Then she got pregnant and moved to Washington. So now I got another girl, but I love her.
Okay.
So she's great. But you follow people. It's not as
That's
convenient,
right.
but you follow her because of the experience that they gave you.
That is
Absolutely.
so great because I was driving just on that sidebar. I was driving from South Carolina to Virginia just to get my hair fixed because I had the best stylist and the best colorist, and I just believed that they were there and kept on going. People say, I can't believe you drive that far, but you do for the best. And with that, I wanted to ask you, how do you measure age over wisdom, against wisdom?
In a professional setting or in
Yes,
the
in a professional setting. Let's just go back to the professional setting. How would you measure those two?
um
Because some people say, I want young people to work for me, but
yeah,
they
no,
might
I
not
mean,
have the wisdom or the ethical
Yeah.
values that an older person with wisdom and ethical values does.
sure. I think definitely it's a blend, but with wisdom sometimes comes bad habits.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Right? Someone's been doing something. This is how I did it. This is how we did it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then why are you looking for a new job?
Uh-huh.
What happened there? Right? So they get stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think they have the wisdom. There's people that I've met in this industry that have forgotten more than I'll ever know about certain areas of our industry.
Uh-huh.
But just because they have that wisdom, their delivery. And
Mm-hmm.
one, are you approachable? And can you approach other people?
I got you.
It's easy, right? Like I told we have a new sales rep. I'll give a shout out to Dusty. He's a good kid. And I'm like, look, we're not selling anything. We're not sales. It's not
Okay.
a vacuum cleaner. You can get a vacuum cleaner everywhere. Like the people we're calling need labor.
Mm-hmm.
The way they're doing it is costing them more money than if they partnered with a staffing company. And we always say partner with any staffing company. We just feel like we're better. Now we
Yeah.
can't be
Okay.
everything to everyone. Can't
Mm-hmm.
We were just in San Antonio last week at a power generation summit, and a guy's like, "Oh, I got a card from one of your competitors." I said, "Great. I don't really have competitors. What company?" He told me. I said, "They're a good company." And he's like, wow, you're not throwing under the bus? I'm like, no, they're a good company. It's
Yeah.
all
Mm-hmm.
going to be who you're dealing with at that company, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you get back to like, wisdom, their age, like, one of our newer reps,
Mm-hmm.
the kid has drive. You
Mm-hmm.
can't teach drive. If someone is going to get up every morning,
Mm-hmm.
work out, or just at least get up and get on with their day and start
Mm-hmm.
making phone calls, I could teach them the who, what, when, where, how, why of our
Mm-hmm.
business.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have the drive, if you don't
Yep.
want more, then you're just going to be stagnant. And
I
I
Absolutely.
have drive, but I also have carry. And
yeah.
it's like, she's got her foot so far up my ass, the water on her knees quenches my thirst.
Well,
That's a
yeah.
shout out to Major Payne. Remember that movie?
Yeah, dude, I love that movie.
I remember Major Pay.
Yeah.
So bad,
Kevin,
but
go ahead.
that's what I tell my reps. I'm like, that's how much you need to have a relationship with your clients.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little crude, but when Marlon Wayne's like, I'm gonna put my foot so far up your ass, the
Yeah.
water on my knee will quench your
Quench your
thirst.
thirst.
Right. So, but it's the thought behind it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's delivery.
Kevin, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I want to tell you, I love what you said about those bad habits because I've worked with people who've been around so long, and I can't say I'm a youngin like that. They say, but with that, young people who have no ethical values,
Yeah.
how do you measure those two against
Yeah.
each other?
I mean, we've always said if there was someone could like really get a good personality test for just a few
Mm-hmm,
employees, like
mm-hmm,
uh, their values of like showing up on time and being respectful to others.
and
Hmm.
truthful.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm habitually late, and I preach
Okay.
Lombardi time. 15 minutes early is on time, and on time is late. But I'm late because I'm just always doing too much, and it just
Uh-huh.
something. Look, I'm trying to get better at it, right?
Uh-huh.
But I think the values of like what you say to someone, you need to hold
Mm-hmm.
true to that.
I
Mhm.
agree.
And just don't lie. If someone's like, hey, I need a precision millwright to do belt splicing on a mine,
Sure,
be like,
sure.
okay, cool. Or be like, I have no idea what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I went to college for communication at Ohio State. I don't know what that
Sure,
belt splicer is. And
sure.
like, oh, well, let me tell you,
Yeah.
And so I think, yeah, the ethics behind everything we do, like don't be
That's
stealing,
correct.
don't be lying, don't be cheating, don't try to, you know, there's stories in the past where one of my friends owns an electrical company here, had a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
people show up on the job, and he
Mm-hmm.
said, "Hey, what's your trade?" And they said, "Oh, they said we're electricians."
Hmm.
He's like, "That doesn't answer my question. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Just a bunch of laborers. They're going to put them on electrical work. That's a work comp issue. That's a
Mm-hmm.
risk, a liability. Like, hey, we're not going to fill every order, but when we do, we're going to try our best. And when our
Absolutely.
best isn't good enough, don't make excuses. Fix the
Mhm.
problem. Move on to the next.
Absolutely.
Oh, Kevin, I love that. I see that you have found the level. The level, I always say a level. People say, Karen, how you know about a level? I said, my daddy taught me to use a level. So you found how to level people in your business, find the right answers to fill the right job for the right client. And that is so great to hear about your company. All right, Brandon,
Kevin, yes, ma'am. I got it.
you on?
Kevin,
You
I want to
got
get into
it.
what's up, Mom? Got it, Mom. You're good. Kevin, I want to get into you, man. The reason I want to get into you and your upbringing and how you are today. How did Kevin get from this man? Where are you from originally, Kevin? First off.
Grew up in a suburb I grew up in like Westerville, Worthington, two little suburbs outside of Columbus.
Oh, so you're Ohio original.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, your fam come from a big family. Your parents.
Yeah, parents still around. They're in Tampa. They're taking care of each other. They're in their late 70s. Got a brother. I have an older adopted brother, and then a younger brother by 2 years.
Okay.
They're all down in Florida with their families, and so yeah, grew up in Columbus, and my dad was a salesman. Always,
Oh, that's great.
yeah, selling everything. I mean, he sold vacuum cleaners. He had a water purification company. They sold, um, man, they did I think they sold plants, like very, it was it was very much of a, you know, not pet rock, but like this is the new thing and the new thing. And like, and he definitely grinded it out. My mom was a school teacher and then she
Okay.
started supporting him. And going through that. But I always wanted more than what I had in my
Yeah.
family.
Mhm. Mhm.
We had one car, and and then on the other side of the tracks, grew up as like they got these kids with like brand new Nissans, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I want that. So when I was 15, everybody went and got a job at the country club in the pool shack. I'm like, oh, that
Okay.
sounds great. Well, they all got hired. And I went to the manager and I said, I want a job. He's like, we don't have a job in the clubhouse for you. And they were Jake Williams.
Mhm.
So I went
Mhm.
there. I went there every Wednesday for like 6 weeks, every day after school. And I was like, hey, Mr. Williams, I'm
Yeah.
still looking for a job. I kept showing up. And then one day, I think I got late because I was doing something with choir or theater in high school. And I showed up
Uh-huh.
like 15 minutes late. And he was like, hey, I was waiting for you. And I was like, he's like, I'm gonna offer you a job in the men's stag room and you can start working next week. And so I worked as like a bar back,
Mhm.
the men's only portion of the club. And then again, started to see
Wow.
people, country club, wealth, like what are they doing, being interested in all that.
Absolutely.
And I did all that all the way through college. And then I
Uh-huh.
started running the valet, and then all my fraternity brothers and college buddies were all valets at the club. And then, you know,
Uh-huh.
uh, through college and started getting into some marketing. Um, and then just I've always thought that I could sell myself and then the product
Uh-huh.
behind it if I believed in it. Like
Absolutely.
I sold water purification systems to my parents for a couple of times. I didn't believe it.
Okay.
I was like, I mean, I believe in it, but like the cost I was charging this family, and I'm like,
Yeah.
there's cockroaches on the wall, and I'm trying to get them like finance for $180 a month for a thing. Like, I
Mhm.
didn't believe in it, right? I didn't believe
Absolutely.
in
Mhm.
it. So yeah, just went through that, and then college, and after college, I moved to Ireland for 5 months. I was a door-to-door salesman over there. Uh,
Really?
yeah, my girlfriend at the time, uh, we were engaged, and then thank God we didn't get married. And
Yeah.
then I was like, oh, I'm not going. I'm like, no, I'm still going. I went by myself, and I just got a job, and it was like for like a complete BS like multi-level marketing company. But
Okay.
Mhm.
I made 10 pounds a card every time I
Oh wow.
sold like a restaurant or gym card.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd knock on the door and I'd be like, hey, I'm not here on religion because they thought I was like a Mormon missionary.
Oh yeah.
But the pub down the street,
Uh-huh.
it's buy one, get one free for 20 pounds. You get the
Uh-huh.
card and you come back for a year to get free appetizers. And they'd be like, Colin, there's an American salesman at the door. Get the laser card. Like
Yeah.
they just wanted to sell it because I was an American on their door.
Absolutely.
I was making 100, 150 pounds a day, and I would
Oh
just
wow.
go out in Temple Bar and, you know, have
Kevin, you hustled. You
Yeah, you build a
I
work
hustled.
ethic.
hustle.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, I
a great
hustle.
hustler. You
Yeah.
you learn through life's challenges to get it done, and that persistency. I can see why you have your own business now. This is what I tell you companies look for, and I can only say to you, kudos to you, Kevin. Kudos to you. I know about
Yeah.
that one car. My parents had one car and six children.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So that station wagon.
he tried. I mean, my dad, when he went to college, they both went to University of Dayton, and then he went to University of Vietnam for 2 tours.
Oh
Oh
wow.
Right?
wow.
And then came back, and
Wow.
then he had a lot of opportunities in life, and there's some opportunities
Mm-hmm.
that just wasn't at the right time. And
Mm-hmm.
they always provided and did everything they possibly could for us, but I just was never satisfied, and uh,
Yeah.
I've had that drive, and again, a big portion of our company's success.
Mm-hmm.
My business partner, he was a sales rep working
Okay.
alongside me at the
Okay.
old company.
Uh-huh.
And very quickly, they started taking accounts away and wanted them to be corporate accounts, and because they wanted me to get more business.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So very quickly, I gave them to him, and he was able to take that relationship and continue it with these people. Whereas other people that gave accounts, they just fell off the cliff.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
got you. So
And so
your
very
part.
quickly, so I brought him on in the next company,
Mhm.
and then we were just looking at each other one day. We're like, look, we both are going to work. Let's just do this thing. And
Yeah.
come May 1st, it'll be 13 years. We're going to do north of 100 million in revenue. We got
Mhm.
almost 900 employees, and we're still having fun doing it.
Oh wow.
Kevin, I had a
I just
question. Oh,
want to.
sorry.
Oh,
Oh, go
go
ahead,
ahead,
Mom.
Brandon. I just want to ask one quick question
You're
about
good?
that. What do clients typically complain about in traditional staffing, and how do you prevent those issues? Because at Reynolds Metals Company, I was working with a staffing company at that time as a chemical management coordinator to bring in staffing companies. So can you explain that to us?
Well, typically price, right?
Okay, price.
So they'll complain about price, and I always say skilled labor isn't cheap and cheap labor isn't skilled, but there's a price component. Then there's a quality component. Why would they work for you when they can work directly for me, big electrical or Reynolds, metals? Why not work for me? So those are two of them, and then the quality, and then the company they work for, are they taking care of the employees?
Okay.
In staffing, let's say that company you just talked, Reynolds, they turn the time into a staffing company for the employee. Staffing company manually enters it in their system. Employee doesn't know their hours really unless they check until they get paid on Friday. They're short on Friday. Now they're short 10 hours at $30 an hour, $20. That's a lot of money. They need it. So now that hurts the company they're working for because they're upset. So like making that experience for our employees, like when time gets put in for our employees, they get a notification on their phone on the app and it says, "Hey, Brandon, you work 42 hours." And you're like, "Nope, I work 52."
Yeah.
Then we verify the hours and then we get you paid once. Also, we only invoice the client once. So the client also gets annoyed with terrible invoicing. So our invoicing system, we can job cost code. We can make the experience of their invoice better than this other company's.
Okay.
Timing, transparency. They can log in 24/7. So then with price, like if I could do like a big LinkedIn PSA on temporary staffing, everybody works they work all these markups. Like, what's my markup? It's a $20 an hour person. So it's like, what's your markup? Well, we give you a 145 markup. Well, on 20 at a 145 staffing company with taxes, insurance, SUTA, FUTA, FICA, all the things that people listen to this are like, what the hell are you talking about? But that $20 an hour person costs, $26 to employ, and then their profits on top. So if you're doing a markup, all staffing companies are going to do is try to pay higher, because the higher the pay, the more profit will be in the markup. So we've always had this thing about price, and the value is that our $20 an hour guy, here's the price. Our 21, here's the price. Our profit doesn't change whether they make 20 or $60 an hour. Okay, but that's part of the to overcome like what a lot of companies look at is like, oh, your price is too expensive. Your price is too high. I say, compared to what? Well, this other staffing company, they're $5 cheaper. Cool. How many people do they go through in a week?
Yeah.
So if we go through less people, less attrition, that means you're not training people. You're keeping a core. They're going to learn how the job works, even if they're there for 6 weeks. They're going to get it done better than the people coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. So it's like you're tripping over dollars to pick up pennies.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, I just want to do. Can I do like the more you know? Like, we can do it. Come on, you got connections. My buddy, I got my. I pretend to be my buddy's agent. I got him the job as the. I got him the interview. He got the job. But I got him the job as the head carpenter on the remake of the Extreme Home Makeover.
And you were acting as his agent?
Wow.
Yeah, I called at KAL is one of my companies, and I called. I could ghost my phone number to the studio, and he didn't want to at the time go through his agent.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Hey, see if you." He's like, "See if you can do the sales pitch." So I just called, and I'm like, "They're like, oh, hello," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm trying to get transferred to Sue Reynolds or whatever." It's like, "Oh, we're on hold." I'm like, "Yeah, this is Kevin with KAL representing Darren." Okay, transfer me over. She's like, "Oh, great. Yeah, I didn't see his reel. Hang on." Got his reel, and then he went through the whole thing, and he booked the job.
Wow.
Then I was going through a SAG agreement with my attorney, like trying to help him. I wasn't taking any money.
Yeah.
And then he did the 13 episodes, and then unfortunately COVID hit, and then that show, that remake on HGTV. But yeah, it's just I like a challenge.
That's awesome.
But it's fun.
Well, what's so
more friends like you, Kevin.
Yeah, go ahead. What's so excellent about what you just said, Kevin, is that you're talking about the speed, the quality, the communication, the accountability, the retention.
That's it. Retention.
Oh, sorry, Mom cut off for a second. For some reason, her sound went off. Hold on 1 second, Kevin. I can't hear her sound. I think she was. Mom, check one more time. No, I can't hear you. Kevin, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think she might have hit the mute button. Kevin, I'm not going too far. Oh, there you go.
Okay. What I love about this, Kevin, you just went through something for clients out there to listen to, like a Reynolds Metals company, a pharmaceutical company, a construction company. You just reviewed the speed, the quality, the communication, the accountability, and retention that all companies listening to this particular interview today should just take their ears and say, wait, what did that guy just say? Thank you so much for that. Go ahead, Brandon. I'm sorry. I just had to say that what Kevin just did.
No, you said
Kevin?
retention's worth its weight in gold. I mean, that's
Mhm.
all we do. Like I joke with companies all the time, like you suck at hiring and I suck at building stuff. So
Yeah.
why are you trying to hire? Well, we have an HR team. Well,
Mhm.
you can only do so much, even your direct
Yeah.
hire. Like just because you have been doing something one way
Mhm.
doesn't mean you have to continue doing it. Like we need to evolve
Absolutely.
and
Mhm.
grow and like, let us be part, but we want to be another office down the hall in your business. We don't want to just be a
Yes.
third party. Yeah, we're in Tempe or Phoenix, Arizona, but it doesn't matter because we have the technology now to see each other and
Uh-huh.
we can meet each other. But that's what it comes down to. And but the retention,
Uh-huh.
all we do is qualify, hire, and retain.
Wow.
Qualify. We give our employees benefits, full benefits after 60 days, 401k opportunities, accrued sick
Wow.
time. We're doing the same thing,
Mhm.
but well, why would you work for a staffing company? Well, look at your resume. They work for 9 different companies in the last couple of years because they get
Mhm.
fired. They work for us. We can work for 9 different companies. They keep all their benefits.
Yep.
And if they want to take
This
2 weeks off to go hunting,
Amazing.
at the end of the job, be like, hey, I want 2 weeks before my next assignment. But if you work for a company, if you don't have PTO, you're not doing that. So,
Yeah.
and I always joke, like our travelers, they're kind of like it's like a band of gypsies. I mean,
Okay.
they part of their rush, if you
Yeah.
will,
Mhm.
is what's the next job going to pay? What's the per diem? Am I going to be sitting in my fifth wheel, or am I going to get 4 people in a room and they
Yep.
just there to work, have some dinner, crack a couple beers, hang
Mm.
out, work, and they'll work 9 months out of the year, make $150,000, go home for a couple months. Then
Mhm.
typically their wife or their spouse will call us and be like, "You need to get Jessica back on the road. She's driving me crazy here."
Yeah.
But that's what we want, and we've got relationship with employees that we've had for 20 years that have worked for
Mm.
me on different because they do bounce around. I mean, we try to keep them loyal, but we can't keep everybody working.
Mhm.
Uh, but the ones that do show up, they come off one job,
Mhm.
we put them right back to another one, and that's how we can also talk about the quality. And we
Mm.
don't allow people to just get hired away. A lot of staffing
Mhm.
companies say after 520 hours, you can bring them on.
Mhm.
Well, for what? This is a human. I can't make one for it takes 18 years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can't clone yet.
This is
But
wonderful.
if you can clone, don't clone a clone. Because remember in
Yeah.
multiplicity,
Mhm.
Oh
and
yeah.
then
One copy of a copy is worse than another copy, whatever.
he's like, I'm Steve.
Yeah, exactly.
He's shaving and he's like,
Yeah.
should he have a razor? And they're like, we took it out. Michael Keaton.
Absolutely.
Awesome movie. And
Yeah.
then and then the Steve sleeps with his wife. He's like,
Yeah. No one
my
sleeps with
wife.
my wife but me.
He's like, that's my dude.
Yeah. I
But
love that movie. I did that for acting skit actually.
oh, did you?
Yeah. Kevin, I want to make sure that where's a couple things here, Kevin. I'm about to go into lightning round two.
Okay.
Because I know I don't hold you for too much longer. Where should people go to learn more about you and accessing your work? Is there like a website, a video?
Yeah. Pretty easy. 360xstaffing.com. That's our website. Also find us on LinkedIn. We've got a little bit of a social media presence, but really our whole business is all on referrals. We have
Okay.
a lot of our clients, even their subcontractors, their people on the job, like, hey, you gotta, we have partners that are all like today, someone just called me like, hey, I got a guy, he's got a new company, he's gonna need people, give him a call, he makes the introduction. But yeah, people can always go to our website. There's information there too, a little commercial on our Access software and what we do. But really, it's better when we can explain what we do and what we're doing differently.
Okay. I'm glad you mentioned that. Kevin, make sure to send me the social media. The reason I say that with this podcast and who I know in general in my own life, we have 18.8 million viewers and listeners and all around the world. And we're in 76 countries right now with this and 866 cities around the world. And we hit 49 states in the US. So we're beyond killing it.
That's awesome.
So
Congrats.
make sure to send me that. Second question I wanted to ask you is Sorry, Mom, did you have anything else before I go into the lightning round?
No, go into lightning round, and then I will say in what I have to say.
Okay, Kevin, I'm going to hit you with some lightning round questions. They could be as long as you want, or they can be as short as you want, but they're usually quick, like one-off, quick answers.
Okay.
One word that describes your work ethic.
Driven.
All right. Are you an early bird or you're a night owl?
Both.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee. Nespresso.
Espresso, okay.
No, Nespresso.
Nespresso.
Nespresso Pod's a brand.
That's a machine, right?
Yeah, it's just I can't do regular coffee anymore. My wife and I are addicted to Nespresso. It's just
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
it's just I don't know. It's richer. I don't know. We like it. It's darker, heavier. It's not like brown water.
Okay, exactly. What's your favorite reset habit when the day is chaotic?
King's Ransom on my phone.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Game.
Yeah. What best leadership book or mentor that helped shape your life? So either a leadership book or a mentor that you've had in your lifetime that helped shape your life.
Good to Great.
Good to Great. Okay. No mentors in your life at all?
I mean, it's bad. Like if there's one thing too, like it's not like I didn't respect authority, but I didn't really respect authority. Like even some of the interviews I had, I always felt like he's telling me to do this, but like my way's better. Like,
yeah.
And that's not completely a good habit to have. I mean, my wife and I, we've gotten after it many times thinking my way's better, but that's where I've always been like, you're telling me to do something in a way that's just worse. And, so I've never had that. So, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, no real mentors. I mean, the owner of the first company I worked for, I looked up to him in his success.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't really have enough interaction with him to be what I would consider a mentor. No one's really mentored me.
Hey, then you know what? They call that self-made to a certain extent, or you had your own driving force to work for you, which is completely fine.
Yeah.
What's one task you still do what's one task you still do yourself because it matters? Something you do personally yourself because it matters, a task.
Like working out?
Yeah, that's work. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I force myself to work out. That's my task. I'm almost 50.
Okay. Hey, you don't look it, man. You're doing all right for yourself.
That's the
Oh, he said he's almost what, 50? Oh, stop telling
it. Most underrated role in a staffing organization. What is the most underrated role in a staffing organization?
Underrated. I think the person that's managing the payroll for the company.
Okay.
I think people see it, but it's underrated. They don't know, like they've got time constraints. They got to get it done. Like Christina for our company, she and her team, she knocks it out of the park. Like, I mean, you think about like when Christmas is on like a Wednesday and you got to get it done in 2 days, like it's underappreciated. I mean, people like know that's what we do, but if we're not paying employees, we're not billing clients, and we're not, we're not doing what we need to be doing.
Okay, that's all right. That sounds good. One things hospitals wish they knew earlier about staffing. Is there something that hospitals wish they knew about staffing earlier?
Because this is the one question Mama Rush wants you to answer.
Yeah, I will be honest with you. So I am drinking from the fire hose right now. If the president, Aaron, of the company we acquired, he would know. I am still learning. We just hired someone to run that division, so I can't even. I would be making an assumption. I don't. I mean, I think what I can say on some of the calls we've had so far, telling them about our access software and that transparency. And then also on our technology and how it's helping with these VMS orders where our AI is beating people to the punch.
Okay.
That's what we're telling them. But I mean, healthcare right now is a mess.
Yeah,
value care, value pricing. You got to find people that care and believe in that for their patients. And setting up a lot of these hospitals, especially these clinics where, they need to be on ongoing care to limit people from going to hospitals. And then these hospitals and these Medicaid and all that, they will reimburse and these companies for keeping people out of the hospital. So I'm learning that like these facilities need to have a better plan for labor, for their nursing staff, for their clinical acute, non-acute, which again, those are words that I didn't used to say until now. But yeah, so we're learning. So I mean, that's my educated response.
Okay,
Brent, can I
Kevin.
make a comment? Can I make a
Yes, ma'am.
comment
Go
before
ahead.
you go to the next
Yes,
question?
ma'am.
I'm so glad you're aware of that, being with my background and everything. And my sister is a physician. And I just decided to sell the medicines because I felt that I could communicate at that level with them. I'm so glad you're taking that seriously. We just saw that nurses were not being funded pretty much.
Yeah.
We were looking at the fact that nurses went on strike. We're looking at doctors trying to figure out what they should do. We're looking at clinics closing early. We're looking at people getting sicker, flu, measles out there. I'm so glad that your organization now is a part of helping that process. So I just wanted to make that comment. We can go on to the next question.
Okay.
Okay.
Kevin, also, I would say along those lines, if you know of anyone that wants to come onto the podcast, feel free to give them my number, my information, even in the medical thing. They're welcome to come on.
Yeah, definitely.
Next question. One thing, and we're almost done, Kevin. One thing clinicians wish staffing firms did better. So what's one thing that clinicians, I can't say the word.
Clinicians.
Thank you. Wish staffing
Yeah.
firms did better.
Again, like I don't have enough
Okay.
history to answer that.
No worries.
Okay.
But I mean, you could say you could just reverse the word clinicians with operations managers
Do
of a
that.
construction company,
Okay.
right?
Sounds great.
I think most construction companies, you know, if they have an HR team or a recruiting team, but they typically have one person, and he or she is managing the field, and they're looking at their schedule of projects. And I just wish that ownership sometimes says like, okay, they're running that part of the division, but they don't realize that the bottom line dynamic, your company could do the same amount of revenue in less man hours if you partnered and planned with the right staffing company throughout the year. If you eliminate holdover costs and hiring, dehire costs and insurance, your company can do the same revenue. So sometimes the operations person, they're not financially rewarded by the company doing that. So we just have to force ourselves to get with the people within the organization that care about the bottom line.
Okay.
Or even to say, hey, incentivize them. If you use staffing and you cut our labor costs down, you get a bonus.
Hey.
So I wish they would know. I wish they would think about it that way a little more.
Okay, that sounds good, Kevin. Most important feature in your software platform?
I think it's just the access. People can log in, you know, and
Okay.
it does show it because it shows them everything. It's a snapshot. So they get a snapshot, whereas right now, if you're with another staffing company, you're either keeping track of it yourself,
Yeah.
or with us, they can log in. Here's all the jobs,
Mhm.
here's all the people, here's all their phone. Like it's right there, all in one place. Then go on the mobile phone, on the computer. And so that's what I think. It's just that snapshot is the most important part of our software.
I like
Okay,
it.
perfect. A professional win that you're proud of from last year?
We grew by about 45% last year, while
Wow.
also growing the net profit of our company.
Okay.
And then we did a special thing at the end of the year that we've never done, where we gave people a bonus based on how many years they've been with the company.
Yeah.
We just were in a better place to share that back with our team. And we're growing. Like it's like, wow, more and more people have been here 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. So that was a big thing. Just the growth we had when a lot of staff companies did not grow in 2025, and we grew, and we're already on a trajectory to grow another 30-40% this year.
That's what I like to hear. When I check back in with you next year, I'm going to hear the same thing going for you all, hopefully.
Yeah.
A lesson you've learned from a mistake, and it can be one sentence if you want. So a lesson you've learned from a mistake. It can be any mistake.
Thinking that my wife was ever wrong.
Okay.
That
She needs to listen to this.
I do. I mean, I'm trying to grow, man. It is an ongoing thing, but it's in my world in a daily basis. You know, I'm kind of like, this is what we do, and this is how we do it, and this is it. And when you get home, and you're like, I think we need to turn right, and she's like, we got to turn left. Just go left.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I don't need to always be right. I don't need to
Yeah.
always, you know. And so
I love that.
I'm definitely learning. 22
I really
years of
love
marriage.
that.
I'm hoping the next 22 I get better and smarter. I'm surprised she's still with me after these first 22 because,
Oh, wow.
and she's pretty much burned out on Ohio State football. I can tell you that right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. A daily non-negotiable. It could be it could be faith, fitness, family, planning, etc. A daily non-negotiable you have.
I mean, definitely family. Like I really,
I like that.
I want to be home, be there.
Yeah,
And again, I'm not perfect at it. Like
absolutely.
I need to you hang your problems on the tree, or you
Hmm.
keep your cell phone out. It's getting better just because we have a better team where I don't have to be looking at my phone. But
Absolutely.
sometimes, like, I'm there, but I'm not present. So
Hmm.
that's a big thing for me. And people just keep telling me that every day, and I'll hopefully be better because my kids are going to be gone here in a couple of years, and then
Mm,
so I want to be more present. It's something to work on because
Okay.
you always got the business, right? You're just worried about the
mhm.
business, but if you're building the business and you don't have a strong family, then what's the business for?
Absolutely. Kevin, I wanted to say this, just interject this real quick. I just want to say for your family that's listening, you met me, your first time meeting like this is today, but you sent me the photo of your daughters at the championship that they won. And for your daughters to just know the fact that here it is, you didn't know me from Adam, but yeah, you sent that to me because that was something that you were proud of as a father. So your kids should know how proud as a dad that you are, that you sent those photos of them winning that championship. It was something proud that you didn't know, that I didn't know about, but that you wanted to share with us. So that's a testament to you. That's a proud dad right there. So I just wanted to throw that
Yeah,
in there.
cool.
Best advice you've ever received.
Best advice. My senior year at Ohio State, my statistics professor said, if to be successful, outkick your coverage with the woman you marry and go into debt.
Okay. All right.
So
One
not
value.
don't stay in debt, but go into debt. So then you got to work to. So it was always like, get what you want
That
and then
Yeah.
work for it, and
that
then
behind the scenes about
and then
that one.
grow.
Okay. That sounds good. One value you refuse to compromise on. So one value you refuse to compromise on.
Uh, Value of, I mean, honesty. Like I want to be honest. Like I won't compromise.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know,
that's amen.
and again, I'm not saying I'm perfect.
No
You
one
know,
is.
in business, definitely. I'm very honest.
Good.
But at home, like I value that. And when I find myself not being honest, like I don't, I feel like I gotta go take a shower.
Yeah.
Like so.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
My growth moving forward in my life and like what every day working on is like being honest, being present, being there, being someone that can listen better, not always just, talking about yourself.
Okay, that sounds good, bro. Our audience is getting to know you through these questions, although they've already heard other stuff, but this is helping.
Yeah.
If you had a billboard, what would it say?
Do gooder.
All right, I like that. What are you excited about in the next 90 days? Something you're excited about in the next 90 days?
Um, I'm excited for cheer competition for my daughters.
Oh, absolutely.
Excited
Mm,
for spring break with my daughters. My
mm,
oldest is going to be going in her senior year, so
mm.
family taking a trip. I'm really looking for that, reconnecting and just being there with family. I'm excited about our healthcare division growing, and we have a new person that's going to be directing that. So that's what I'm excited for.
Okay, Brian, this is my last question coming from me, and then my mom, I think, might have one more thing she wants to say. But if you could go back and tell your 18-year-old self anything, what would it be?
Bet on Ohio State to beat Miami in the national championship in 2002.
They cheated that game.
Hey, stop it.
Yeah.
No,
Stop it.
what would I tell myself? I think what I tell myself is uh, don't be as hard on your parents as you are old now.
Yeah.
Like, I look back, like parents did a lot, they helped a lot. We don't say eye to eye on everything that we do, but like they weren't. It's like I said, they're not like the staff. They weren't the staffing company. It's like we have really bad people. We're going to treat you bad.
Yeah.
They did the best they could with what they could, and I shouldn't have probably had as much animosity,
Yeah.
towards that. And I should have just embraced that they did the best. So that's why I tell them, like, hey, be nicer to your parents, and maybe
Absolutely.
the relationship will be nicer moving forward.
Kevin, more people need to hear that. I'm
Mm,
glad that you
mm,
said that, and I'm pretty sure even your parents. That's probably gonna. Not, I don't. You probably treat your parents great, but I'm just saying, that's something that so many people I see, even in my age group, and people of kids that are so ungrateful or don't realize what exactly their parents sacrificed. They did the best they could with
mm,
what they had.
Yeah.
Now, there are some people that just had terrible parents. I've had that it just is what it is. But what you said specifically for the parents that did the best they could, I think more people need to hear that and realize that. So, Kevin,
Yeah,
that
they
completes.
definitely did the best.
Yeah,
We are separate people. Like we are,
absolutely.
you know, my my family's down in Tampa, and I'm here. And
Yeah,
but it's I would tell myself, hey, just take it easier on them, and then also maybe keep things a little bit more private. You don't need
okay.
to share everything about everybody to everyone, even with my wife and stuff. It's like I share stuff. It's like, yeah, that was between you and me. Even though he's
Yeah,
your best friend, it's like that was between you and me. So I
Mhm.
think I would just be like, don't be so harsh on them. They're trying.
yeah.
And maybe it would have made, for some of the times where we didn't have the best relationship, maybe that wouldn't have been that way. So
Okay. Well, thank you,
Well,
Kevin. Go ahead, Mom.
Kevin, well, Kevin, I wanted to say congratulations
Yeah.
on several things. I think I've made more notes relative to you of the 100 and how many interviews we've done, Brandon?
132. He's 133
130.
today.
You should see the pages of notes I wrote relative to all the advice you've given our viewers. The love and dedication, first of all, you have to your family and your girls, because my dad had 5 girls and 1 son. And he prayed to have that son, which he was almost at the last of the batch. But with that said, the love that you have for the things you've done, for the job that you have moved out on with your partner, I believe you didn't mention his name. I think his name was Gary, if I'm wrong.
Eric,
This
Eric.
yeah,
Eric.
Eric.
Okay.
But you have moved out and now you have created such a wonderful business that not only you're doing and your partner, but your family, your girls can move into. I'm so proud of them that you take time to be with them at the games as as
My dad.
Brandon's
Yeah.
daddy did, who died of pancreatic cancer. He was always at their games, their everything. He never let business overtake him with being there with his children. I want to thank you for
Thank
that
you.
because that really applauds the making of a valuable and a brilliant man in his business. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much for that. And I wanted to thank you again for coming on
Absolutely.
to the Buckle Up podcast to share your story. And that I appreciate you so much. Mama Russia wants to say thank you. I am a part of the healthcare professions and professionals, and just hearing that you're going to grow that part of the business as well, I'm excited about it for you. So, with that
Absolutely.
said, thank you again. And then Brandon, I'll finish up and then
Yeah.
we do our final thing.
Yeah, Kevin, we're all good here, brother. You're always welcome back on this show. If there's something that you want to talk about later on, we can get into Ohio State and that Miami game. I'm cool with that too.
Brandon,
Okay.
give his address. Get his
Oh,
address.
yeah. The address of the company, is that something you want out there too, or anything that we need from?
Yeah,
Uh,
if they go to the website, our address is on there. It's on the website, but yeah,
Kevin, give it one more time if you don't mind.
yeah, just
yeah, it's 360xstaffing.com.
Okay.
So
perfect,
you just
perfect.
Google it, we're up there. But yeah, I appreciate the opportunity. Like I said, my business partner and I, we've worked really hard to get where we are, but we are not there without our recruiters and our sales team. And
Okay.
we're just we're very thankful for where we are. And we know it's a yin and yang, right? You can't have sales without operations, and
Yeah.
we have a lot of dedicated staff and people, and I think they enjoy working here because I do have the peanut butter filled pretzels and the little. Even though my office manager is like, no one wants that. There's like a high urine content in there. I'm like, no, get the gerbil feeder one that people get
Yeah.
eat it all day long. Like we're refilling cashews like you wouldn't know, but like just trying to, provide a better experience, and very thankful for my staff, and then also like very thankful for my family, and like I am not a perfect person.
Yeah.
I'm trying to grow every day. And I'm very appreciative for my wife and what she does and all that, because I couldn't be here. When I asked her to quit the job she had, to take care of the family, it is
Yeah.
tenfold as hard
Mhm,
to deal
mhm,
with kids and being in the house.
mhm.
And so, very appreciative of that. And like I said,
Okay.
I'm not, this is a public facing thing, and you get to see the best of me, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
there's some lint in my belly button. I'm not gonna, right? But I'm trying to get better, right? And
Yeah.
trying to be there, and wish I would have realized things a lot earlier, but I'm just trying to grow my personal life as much as I'm trying to work on my professional life.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
Kevin, for all the people
Oh.
in your friend group, I can let you know that you are funny. I don't say that out regularly to people, but you are funny, man, naturally funny. So I can
Yeah.
definitely vouch for you.
Yeah,
Okay, so what do we do at the end, Brandon?
Yeah, we give everyone a clap. Kevin, we about to say something. I'm going to interrupt you.
Yeah, before we do our thing.
No,
I was saying, Kevin, we give everyone a round of applause at the end, but
you too.
absolutely. Kevin, you're welcome back anytime, brother. Thank you so
Thanks,
much
man.
for your time today.
All right.
You're going to give a go Buckeyes? You might as well say it, man.
Go Bucks!
All right, Kev.
All right.
Thank
Later.
you.
Let's see
Thank
here.
you.
I got to figure out how
Oh, he was
to.
exceptional,
Absolutely
Brandon.
exceptional, Mom.
I have
Absolutely
so many
exceptional.
pages of notes from him.
Yes, ma'am.